Alright, so in this haircut, we are going to do some short layers with some texture. Now, the very first thing that I'm doing is I am establishing my guide for the top of the haircut. So I've got a center section from the crown to the forehead, and I'm combing that section straight up and basically establishing the desired length that I want the top to be. Now, once I've cut this top section, that's going to be the guide for the rest of the top. So you can see I'm about to take another section here just to the right of that section, and as I comb this next section up, I'm going to grab the previous section, which is the section I'm cutting right now, with it so that I can use that previous section as the guide for the current section. So here I go, taking another section, taking this current section, combing it up, but I've got some of the previous section in that section that I'm holding with my fingers to know where to cut the current section. So I'm going to complete the right side of the top, and then I will do the left side of the top. Alright, so I've completed the layering on the right side of the top. It's now time to do the left side of the top. So here I go, taking another section, combing that section up, and over-directing to that very first section I cut to give that current section I'm cutting a guide. Now I'm going to do this throughout the rest of the left side of the top. The layering is done on the top, it's time to start the layering on the side. So as you can see, I've got a section on the left side, I'm combing that out, and I'm basically establishing my very first guide for the layers on the sides and back. So once you've established your very first section on the sides, that's going to be your guide for the rest of the layering on the sides and back. I'm going to basically take sections, over-directing to the previous section, just like I did on top, except now I'm going to do it on the left side, and then I'm going to work these layers all the way to the center back. Now, once I've completed that, I will do the exact same thing on the right side. Alright, so now it is time to do the layers on the right side. As you can see, I'm combing the hair straight out and establishing that first section so that I can use that section as the guide for the rest of the right side. Now, that first section I cut on the right side is pretty much going to be the exact same length as the layering I already completed on the left side. We got to have it match. So, unless you're trying to do some asymmetric shape, then of course you don't have to have it match, but in this particular case, I want the layers on the left side to match the layers on the right side, so that very first section I did on the right side was influenced already by the layers already completed on the left side. Now that I've completed the layers on the upper half of the right side and back, it's time to do the layering on the lower half. So you can see I've got the layering in my fingers right there, and this is the lower half of the right side. So the upper half is the side that connects to the top. The lower half is basically the side that the hairline is going to be on. So I'm now working the lower half of the layers on the back of the right side. As you can see, I'm starting to get behind the ear. Anything over the ear and in front of the ear is pretty much the front of the right side. Anything behind the ear is going to be the back of the right side. Now it's time to give the haircut some more texture. One of my favorite techniques in giving texture is the twist technique. The twist technique is where you grab a section of hair right there with your fingers, you twist up the hair, and then you take your scissors and you close the blade halfway. You don't close it all the way, because if you do, you're going to cut that entire section off. What you're doing is you're just going through, closing the blade halfway, and it will cut a bunch of the hair in that section away without cutting all of it. And all those little pieces of hair that you cut away from that section will be what creates the texture at the top or wherever you're executing this technique. Alright, so now I'm just going to trim up the bangs. Not a whole lot to explain here, just bringing them up a little bit shorter just to keep them from growing into her eyes. Now what I'm doing is I'm creating some texture in the bangs by going through and chipping into the bangs. You can see right there, I'm just taking my scissors, just taking the points and chipping into it. Now I'm also going to slice out hair right here, again creating a little bit more texture. Well, we've come to the end of this haircut. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, don't forget to put them down in the comment section below for me. And please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And thank you so very much again for watching.